Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, and got a quick update to show you. I recently got a package in from Misako Noho. I actually bought 6 albums. I'm going to show 5 of them because they're all death metal or similar. The other one's pure black metal, so I'll show that in a future update. Before I start showing these, on Saturday the 21st of June at around about 9 PM UK time, over on Johnny Mac's Rock and Metal Plus channel, I'll be joining John and Metal Mighty Mac for my first ever attempt at a live stream. Probably going to end up being more like Car Crash TV, but hey ho. We're going to discuss some video nasties from back in the day that were banned for whatever reason. I think there'll probably be a couple that weren't actually on there. I think there was a list of 72 came out originally. Yeah, we just thought, John said he wanted to do something a little bit different. He knows I'm a horror fan, so yeah, why not, we'll give it a go. And also, obviously, we'll be chatting about music as well, just random pulls off the shelf, what we've been listening to type thing. So, if you've got nothing better to do on a Saturday evening, and you probably won't have, please pop over to John's channel. Join, it'd be great to see you in the comments, and you can pick up on all the mistakes I make and such like. So, the main reasons for the video, like I say, I got went on Misako Noho for one album, took advantage of the if you spend so much you get free delivery, and picked up a couple more. So, first up, this album was the reason I went on there. It was shown, I saw it firstly on Simon over at Explosive Actions channel, and it had me intrigued. Listened to it and was like, yeah, I need to be buying that. So, the band in question, the album in question, is Corpus Awful. This is their self-titled debut, out on 20 Buck Spin. These gentlemen are from the US. This is 2 of the guys out of Cerebral Rot. Are the mainstay of this. The 2 guitarists, what was the name? Ian Schwab and Kyle Lindstrom. Now, if you're aware of Cerebral Rot, then you sort of know what to expect here. This is just pure, unadulterated death metal. It's very putrid, it's very powerful, it's very aggressive. You get the inner sheet with the writing on it. It's very, very difficult to see. Yeah, the vocals are very guttural and almost like spewed. The drumming's superb. The bass has got quite a filthy sound to it, and it really does like sets the levels for the rest of the musicians to work on top of. Yeah, rather garish coloured vinyl, but it was the only one available. I mean, it sounds fantastic. The frantic fast passages are frantic and fast, no surprise. The slower passages are really like glacially heavy, and there's parts of it that are, I would say, even bordering on grind. You know, it's a really, really good record, and it's well worth listening to if you're a fan of sick and twisted death metal. Yeah, really, really good album. So that is Corpus Awful and their self-titled debut, out on 20 Buck Spin. Excuse me. Next up is a band that don't really need much introduction. I'm a little bit late getting this album, but this is the Mighty Reute and their 3rd full-length Club Squirting Blood. This is out on Soul Cellar Records. These gentlemen are from Sweden. The first song on this is called Stiff Dick in a Stiff, and that absolutely sets the tone for the rest of this record. This is horrible, vile, putrescent death metal, full of horrible riffs. There's no, it's no nonsense, no frills, just absolute magnificence. We get an inlay sheet that side. The artwork on this side is quite gross, so I won't hold it up for too long, but that is pretty much the visual representation of what you're going to be listening to. This is absolutely, it's just wonderful. Track, is it track 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, track 5, Crotch Rot, has very much sort of a death and roll type feel to it, but it just works really, really well. It's an absolute brilliant record. It's the type of thing you'd want playing in the sound as a soundtrack, playing in the background if you were going to do some horrendous atrocities, and you were then going to say to the judge, well, it wasn't my fault, judge, it was the music made me do it type thing. Absolutely belting release, it's superb. So this is Repuked and their third full length, Club Squirting Blood. Now next up is a band I'd heard of quite a lot, just never picked anything up. I know John showed this album I'm going to show on one of his recent death metal updates, but yeah, I'm really glad I got it actually. This is Cyanide and their 6th full length called Gods of Death. This came out in 2011. This is out on Hell's Headbangers. These gents are, it's classed as Death Doom. Yeah, I would say, yeah, Death Doom. They're from the US. This is one of the ones, like I said, it's the only one of theirs I've got, so I don't know, I can't really compare it to anything else that they've done. But it's very much in that, it's an intriguing listen. The slow bits are powerful and quite heavy. Obviously it's quite melodic as well. It's just on black wax. The riffs are, to me, and again, obviously I don't play guitar, so I might be being disrespectful, it's certainly not meant to be. The riffs sound very simplistic on this, but they're also very, very memorable. They're the type of riffs that sort of, you'll find yourself humming it and thinking, hang on a minute, where's that from? And then obviously it clicks and you think, oh yeah, it's that Cyanide album. Yeah, the vocals are quite growled, but they are understandable. They know it's not Cookie Monster type vocals, but yeah, it's just really good album. I'm gonna have to go and track down some of the other stuff to compare it. Like I say, I don't know if they've always been a similar style to this one or if it's a progression or whatever, but yeah, it's a really solid album, and for me it's a nice sort of jumping in point to their music. So that is Cyanide and Gods of Death. Next up really is this one is just a little bit of a collection filler, but it's a band I absolutely adore. So this is Grave and Here I Die, Satisfied. This is a 6-track EP. This is out on Osmos Productions. Originally this came out in 93, I think it was 93, 94. This is the 2025 version. Do I need to say that Grave are from Sweden? Probably not, but Grave are from Sweden. Yeah, this is just, it's just Grave doing what Grave do best. They were one of the first bands that I got into when I started my journey into death metal, and they don't do much wrong really. It's very much an album of, an EP of old school death metal, full of riffs, full of melody, full of just grave being grave. Is it an essential own? Possibly not, especially on the vinyl of that colour. But as a collector, it was. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to find an OG press for a decent price. So to get the reissue, I'm more than happy to stick this in the collection. So that is. What did I say it was out? The original was 1993. I did make a note of it. So this is Grave and Here I Die, Satisfied on Osmos Productions. So the last one for this little update is a band that are from the US. Now I believe it's pronounced Zoth. It's spelled X-O-T-H. This is Exogalactic from 2023. This is their third full length on Don't Breed Records, and this is very technical, progressive, quite sort of thrashy death metal with, trying to hide the glare, just layers and layers and layers of music. I believe it was Mac G with a C, who's now changed his channel name to Bowels of Retribution, who first showed Zoth's, I think it was their second album, what's it called, Interdimensional Invocations, red cover type thing, and when I listened to that I was like, whoa, this is a bit different. I've said countless times, I'm not a massive prog metal fan at all in any way, shape or form, but there's something about what these guys do that is yeah, it's a little bit special. So inside it we get quite a nice poster of the artwork. Yeah, there is a lot of, not quite sure why it's on red vinyl, but here, or red smoky vinyl. Nothing at all to do with the colours in the cover. But yeah, there is a lot of guitar wankery and a lot of potentially unnecessary widdly bits, as it were, but it's just got a really catchy feel to it, like attitude. Overall, the songs are really well crafted, and it's just a really good listen. It's again, it's something slightly different from the norm. You know, it's not autopsy worship. It's not trying to be HM2 inspired death metal, and it's certainly not Bay Area thrash metal. It's sort of a conglomerate of all that lot. Throw in some virtuoso musicianship and some really good songwriting, and you've got an absolutely belting listen. So that is Zoth and Exogalactic from 2023. So that's it for this one. Like I say, it was just a quick things I bought from Misako and Oho -1, which will be shown on a black metal update at some point. So if you're not doing anything Saturday night and you're interested to see three people chat about movies that were banned for millennia for some reason, we've been doing a bit of research and revisiting some old friends this past week, and some of the films I hadn't watched for a long time, when you watch them now you think, yeah, I can sort of see why it was banned back then, whereas now it's like you probably see worse things on a TV show like The Walking Dead or something like that, which should be a good chat anyway. So hopefully you can join us. If there's been anything of any interest in here, please consider giving it a thumbs up and such like. Subs count, that just takes care of itself. I'm not going to mention that anymore. And say, pop down in the comments if you know any of these or anything that's similar to these, because it's still one of my favourite things about being a part of the metal community is finding new material, you know, stuff that maybe passed you by 40 years ago. Oh, sounds like a long time, that, doesn't it? But yeah, so that's it for this one. Look after one another, enjoy whatever music you're listening to, enjoy whatever genre of music you're listening to, and as always, until next time, we'll be back with some type of video. Cheers!